been a long time. I I've been reading a lot. I haven't checked in. I know there's a couple of videos I said I was going to do. I'm medicated now for ADHD, so now I can actually keep my word. Today we're going to talk about a book that I had such high hopes for. Only fucking disgruntled me to a point where I can't talk. And I've only hated one other book this much, and that was Zodiac Academy. We're talking about Horror Story by Paul Trembly. Not going to be good. I wanted to like this book. I wanted to egregiously, so I'm going to take these off because I'm not in the mood to wear glasses right now. I wanted to like this book. The concept of the book was cool because I do like different POVs. I enjoy a different POV. It's a new type of genre writing. I think that is very cool, and it fits for today's situation. The cool thing about the book that I will say, the only positive thing I will say about this fucking book, it was a gift from a friend at work who knows that I'm trying to get into different type of genres. This is supposed to be a horror book, but I would classify it more as a fucking thriller than anything else, and it didn't gross me out except for one part. I also want to be very clear that this will be not a spoiler-free fucking video, because I don't give a shit, and it's going to be this way forever. I think, so it's about 3 kids in 93, a group of young guerrilla filmmakers, I should say, who spend their summer trying to make a amateur horror flick called Horror Movie. Now, the cool thing I will say about this is that it goes between the POV and then the script of what's supposed to happen. And they keep building up to this moment that a death happened on set. I thought something else had happened that was going to be a little more like, okay. I'm going to say this very clearly and succinctly. If you love this book, you are allowed to love it. I personally don't. For a book that is, what? Hold on, let me see how many. For 275 pages, this was such a slow burn, it felt like a snail's pace. I rarely read books by men, and the only books that I've ever really loved that have been written by a guy was the Alex Cross series, and that's James Patterson, but that's a whole different type of bullshit for a different day. But, rarely do I find books that are written by men my favorite. Maybe it's my feminist point of view. I don't know. Maybe it's tainted by that. But I decided to give it a shot. It was such a slough it's like trying to fucking build up to whatever is happening in this book. It takes forever. There is not really much in development. So the guy who plays Thin Kid, I don't know if he actually says his name in the book or not, because that's how much I didn't care about it. The character never has an actual name. Valentina, Carson, and Cleo, play them, a version of themselves in the movie. And it's these 3 kids in this movie, inside this book, that basically torture this thin kid at an abandoned elementary school. They burn him with cigarettes. They, take his clothes. They make him naked. He sleeps in the old supply closet. They say this weird poem, and it's nothing of substance. Personally, excuse me, I'm still sick. I'm trying to recover. It didn't feel of anything of real substance. I will repeat that because it needs bear repeating. In the interim of this, Valentina's last wish, as she got older, she had contracted pancreatic cancer. Wanted some way, somehow, for the movie to be rebooted. She had uploaded 3 scenes they had made, but the movie never got made. So she uploaded stuff to YouTube, but never later in life, it gained some sort of cult following. And this guy is trying to do that. And, like, they weren't safe on set, and at some point, the guy who played Thin Kid lost his fucking pinky. Years later, he meets Valentina, and he meets another producer in a real studio that wants the movie to go on. You don't really see any movement. It's stagnation. He did a couple of horror conventions. His perspective is just like, I don't know if I should be here. There's no growth. He's just like stood waiting in water, not knowing what he wanted to do with his existence. Secretly wanted this movie to be made. You'd think someone who was grew up as an actress in some ways, which is me being that, and I would find a real pull to this, and it disinterested me so much because it was so stagnant for a good part of the first 3/4 of the guy, from to the first half and then a little bit before the ending. And then when it did start to pick up, the ending was so stupid. I don't understand the choice of this. The ending of this movie, this book, it gets picked up by a big studio, and he's reprising his role, and it's a part of his character is hidden behind this gross looking mask. Valentina, towards when they were recording the movie and filming it, had always had suicidal ideation, and I guess she took this opportunity to kill herself in a scene that was written anyway. It was supposed to be teeth out. Their safety coordinator, quote unquote, David, said that he didn't feel comfortable having the chain on. Valentina disagreed, and Cleo killed herself. It was like, that was the big death that they were building up to. But there wasn't any real build up to it. Like, there was some, alluding, but it wasn't, suspenseful. When you get to the part of her death, that was, honestly, very intentional, but on film, it didn't look that way. At least that's how they're saying. It was anticlimactic as shit. I didn't feel anything towards it. You want to feel a little terrified of the situation. And the descriptions in the script that were how we're supposed to be feeling on, and where our hearts are supposed to... I've never read a script so condescending in my whole life. It angered me to no end. Angered me to no end. And then the big fucking end to this goddamn film, to this book, I should say. I keep saying film because in the title it says horror movie. Now, I want to make understanding that he's the best-selling author of a book called Cabin at the End of the World. I don't know how this is a New York Times bestseller, but we're just going to go with it. And again, this is my opinion. You don't have, I am not the end-all be-all of book readers. I'm not, because everyone's allowed to have their own opinions, and mine can be wrong. But I can't on any real level. It's shitty on every fucking way. And then we get to the end of the movie. He's reprising his role. He has his mask on, and he ends up going fucking nuts. There's no they think, honestly, I think he thinks he showed the descent of the crazy happening, but it doesn't seem slow, and you don't see it coming on. And yeah, there's some weird shit that happens. He went to Valentina's, got high, the two of them, and he cut off his pinky even more, I guess. I don't know. I don't fucking know. And he tried to swallow his own pinky. It's that's fucking creepy. Don't get me wrong, but there was no rhyme or reasoning for that to happen, and putting it in the movie made no sense. Made no sense at all. It made no sense to put it in the book. I don't see the point of it, and I don't understand it. So he puts on the mask. He's in the trailer of the new Thing Kid. And the new Thing Kid comes in and he puts on the TV, not realizing while he's gone, the older man who used to play Thing Kid had put like web cameras everywhere in the trailer so everyone can see it. And fucking like proceeds to fucking beat up this kid and eventually murders him and goes on a spree on set and alludes that this is going to go on forever and that he's going to kill everyone on set and continue to be killing. You would think that would make me happier to see like, oh, here's the crazy. It was so anticlimactic. Like, where do you see this coming? It doesn't make any sense. It felt so disjointed and you don't understand. Like, there's no... It just felt so out of left field for me. Why would you even, like... What would have been cooler, in my humble ass opinion, would have been, like... If slowly but surely he, like... I don't know, did a conceal kill like Dexter would have. You know what I mean? There was no... I don't know. It makes me really unhappy. And I don't know what else to do with my life on this situation. But I felt like it was a disservice to his readers. And I feel like I don't do condescension in writers very well. And a lot of the books I've read my entire life have been women-led. I mean, Geneva Rose, who has done amazing with thriller and murder books. Right now, Alex Astor, who is, I hope I'm saying her name correctly, who's a writer of Late Lark. You know, to Danielle Valentine, who wrote How to Survive Your Own Murder. Kaylin Barron, who's written 3 or 4 books that I love from her. Like, these are things that are, you know, important. And, I don't know. These are things that are important. And, if you can't engage the person that you're writing for, and if you can't engage your audience, that's a problem. Being a writer is hard, and the media around, like social media around it, is the beta testing when it comes to reading, is the people who are picking up your book. I'm putting this on Pango. I'm selling it very cheaply. I don't need to make a profit off of it. It is a book I don't want. I think I might actually take it off of Pango and just donate it to the library instead. Because I have no need for this book in my collection. The concept of the book is really great. The concept could have been so wonderful, and instead, it was such a cop-out, in my opinion, for what it was, and it could have been so much better. Had he had other people look at, there's some, like, grammatically, there was some stuff that was, like, I had a hard time reading through, like, sentence structure-wise, and this is coming from me, who we all know I don't do the speaking or the writing well, but if I'm struggling to get through your book and a sentence does not string together well, and it does not read clear in my brain, that's a fucking problem, dude. That should not be, you know, this is not a thick book. Like, yeah, it sucked me in because of the sprayed edges, but this is not a thick book. This shouldn't have to be a fucking slog to get through. This shouldn't feel like a struggle to read it. It should not be putting me to sleep every time I pick it up. It shouldn't. But that's what we have. And unfortunately, that is what I have to deal with. Now, however, I'm back to reading women-led authors. And I'm reading Holly Jackson's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And it's sprayed edges, but it's fingerprints. This, however, I'm enjoying a shit ton. I can't get enough of it. I'm actually going to pick it up after this video and read for the day, and then I'm going to get ready to go and do my errands. But this was, this has been really, really cool. It is a series I've been wanting to start, and I'm loving Pippa in this book. She is really cool. This came out in February of 2020, and it's been 5 years since. It is a really good book, and I'm enjoying the fuck out of it. This is going to be a really short video because I don't want to spend any more fucking energy on it than I have to. If you want to read horror story, that is your decision. You can make the decision for yourself if it's good or bad. I personally don't like it. If you want to read it, read it. If you want to, I don't care. Because I'm just one person. Somebody else may love it and say that I'm wrong. You can say that I'm wrong. That's very valid. I can't do it. And I hate it. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to read part of my book today. And then I'm going to go handle some errands and see my niece for her birthday. Thank you guys for watching. I know this was a very short video. Just an FYI, episodes of Deaf and Delulu are coming back. We went on a small hiatus because Marjorie had a family emergency. And it looks like things are going to be okay. Hopefully. And episodes will now be dropping on Sundays. I am going to do 2 episodes with you with Marjorie this week. And you'll be getting 2 different drops this week. So 6 and 7 will be uploading sometime this week. I know you'll be getting 7 on Sunday, but I don't know when 6 is going to drop, so at any point. Thank you guys for watching. I love you so much. Like, subscribe, and all that happy horse shit. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, it'll be a review on this book. Bye.